Today we have a book haul. I went to my favorite used bookstore and I got several books, and I'm going to show you what I got. The first book I got, and these are like blasts from the past, kind of nostalgia. Like every time I go to the used bookstore or to thrift stores or newer bookstores, I never see these books. And I've been keeping an eye out for anything by either R.L. Stine or Christopher Pike, and I found two R.L. Stine books. We found The Girlfriend. Oh, and the boyfriend. So we got both. I had read these when I was younger, and I was kind of excited to find these. So let me tell you a little bit about them. The Girlfriend, R.L. Stine. Scotty has the perfect life and the perfect girlfriend. But one weekend while she's away, Scotty goes just a little astray. Suddenly, he has a new girlfriend, one who won't go away. His one wild night has become a nightmare because his new girlfriend has decided that she loves Scotty to death. All right, and so the boyfriend. Too bad about Dex. He was in love with Joanna. She broke up with him, and then he died. Joanna's sorry, of course, but it's not her fault he's dead, is it? Besides, she never loved him. Boys are just toys to be used and thrown away. But this time, Joanna's gone too far because Dex is back from the dead for one last date with her. Dun dun dun. So yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna read them. I never find these books. I never find the Christopher Pikes and the R.L. Stein, so super stoked. That's why I like finding treasures at the bookstore. Next up, I picked up another Witcher book. So now I have the next two in the series. I have the one before this. It's over there on the bookshelf. I don't remember the name right now, but I had been talking about getting back into reading the series. So they had this one too at the store. So I got it. Baptism of Fire. So I read the first three books, and when I say that, the first two were short stories, so they weren't considered like part of the start of the series, even though that's how people suggest you read them. So I say I've read the first three. This is actually the third book in the series. I'll be starting book two, even though it's like book four, if that makes any kind of sense. I mean, I guess I could have read the short stories after, whatever. I read them first. I played the Witcher games, so I kind of knew the whole thing about what the Witcher does and all that. So, anyways, the third book says the Witcher is supposed to be a guardian of the innocent, a protector of those in need, a defender against powerful and dangerous monsters that prey on men in dark times. But now chaos has descended upon the world, the Wizards Guild has been shattered, and Geralt is seriously injured, helpless until he recovers. War rages across the land. The future of magic is under threat, and the sorcerers who survive are determined to protect it. It's an impossible situation in which to find one lost girl, Ciri, the heiress to the throne of Sintra, until a rumor places her and the Nilfgaard court preparing to marry the emperor. Injured or not, Geralt has a rescue mission on his hands. So yeah, I will not be reading this next because there's a book before it that I'm going to read, but then we'll get to this. Our next up, a Bigfoot book. I've never heard of this. Tom Burnett and Rob Riggs, Exploring the Myth and Discovering the Truth. I just grabbed this and I wasn't actually sure if this is not, oh, I totally thought this was a fiction. This is a nonfiction. This is how I buy books. I just saw Bigfoot and I was like, yes. I liked the cover. I thought it was kind of cool. Our committed search to uncover the truth about Bigfoot. Join investigators Tom Burnett and Rob Riggs on their amazing adventure into the wild, where the mysterious creature known as Bigfoot dwells. Over the past 20 years, these two men have dedicated themselves to the search for Bigfoot in the Smoky Mountains of North Carolina and the swamplands of the Big Thicket in southeast Texas. Drawing on 40-plus years of combined field study, Tom and Rob present their personal stories, ethnographic research, and educated theories surrounding Bigfoot, revealing a substantial collection of evidence supporting Bigfoot's existence. This book provides details of the creature's history, habitats, and behaviors, with thought-provoking discussions on Bigfoot's elusiveness and potential psychic powers. Bigfoot goes beyond the myth to the reality of the enigmatic ape man. My partner saw this one and I was like, oh yeah, get it. I was like, Bigfoot, cool. I was like, yes, I'm in, whatever. When you go to the used bookstore, it's like being in a candy shop if you find good stuff because everything is just the amount of books I got. I think what did I get? I got like 8 books and I think it was $60 for 8. Now, if I got 8 books at a normal store, I don't know, that'd be like at least $150 at least. None of them are hardcover, but still, I got a few that are pretty chunky. All right, next up, we have a book that I had read many moons ago, and I saw it, and I love Clive Barker. So it's The Thief of Always. I had originally read this a million years ago and had got it from the library, and I never actually owned a copy. And I remember liking this one quite a bit. So The Thief of Always, from what I remember, there was like this house and these kids that were turned into fish. That's that's what I remember. It's been a really long time since I read it. Let's tell you a little bit about it. Mount Hood's Holiday House has stood for 1,000 years, welcoming countless children into its embrace. It's a place of miracles where every childhood whim may be satisfied. There is a price to be paid, of course, but young Harvey Swick, bored with his life and beguiled by Mr. Hood's wonders, does not stop to consider the consequences. It is only when the house shows its darker face, when Harvey discovers the pitiful creatures that dwell in its shadows, that he comes to doubt Mr. Hood's philanthropy. But the house and its mysterious architect are not about to release their captive without a battle. Mr. Hood has ambitions for his new guest, and Harvey's soul burns brighter than any he has encountered in 10 centuries. Yeah, so I don't know when I'll get to any of these. Oh, this says it's illustrated with more than 40 original drawings by the author. Well, that's kind of cool. Here's one. Oop. I wonder if there's pictures of the fish. That's all I really remember about this was the fish. Are they like swamp creatures? I don't know. Oh. I don't know what's going on here. Who's this? Who's that guy? He looks like a goblin. Did I get it wrong? Where did they turn into like swamp things? Oh wait, what's that? That's like a crab. I haven't seen any fish pictures in here yet. Some cats? I don't know. Anyways, it's not that long, so maybe I'll have to revisit this one soon. All right, next up we have Eyes of the Dragon by Stephen King. And I got this because there is a connection to the Dark Tower. And so I decided that any book that has that connection, I mean, they're all technically connected to the Dark Tower, but some have more of a prominent connection. This was one of them, and it features some of the lesser characters, not really the main ones, but this book, honestly, I don't really know anything about it. It says, thus begins one of the most unique tales that master storyteller Stephen King has ever written, a sprawling fantasy of dark magic and the struggle for absolute power that utterly transformed the destinies of two brothers born into royalty. Through this enthralling masterpiece of mythical adventure, intrigue, and terror, readers will thrill to this unforgettable narrative filled with relentless, wicked enchantment and the most of terrible secrets. That really tells you almost nothing about the story. Two brothers born into royalty, adventure, intrigue, terror. Maybe there's a dragon, because, Eyes of the Dragon. There's like a little this is dragon guy right here. Apparently, this is the 35th anniversary edition. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. This is actually my next planned Stephen King read. So this will be the next one when I get into it. Maybe next month. I'm not sure if I will fit it in this month, but we'll see. I think this month I'm definitely going to do one of the Witcher books. Maybe this, but maybe not. We'll see. All right, next up we have more Stephen King, but Stephen King and Peter Straub, The Talisman. This also has a connection to the Dark Tower, so that's why I got this one. This one's a little more of a chonkster. We got another Stephen King chonkster. All right, this one, very short thing on here. It says, me, you, me, I don't know, us. You are about to take a journey, a terrifying trip across a nightmare America filled with monsters beyond anything you've ever imagined before, a journey into the dark heart of horror. The Talisman. All right. Well, that doesn't tell me much either. A journey across America with monsters. That is apparently what this book is about. That's going to be in our repertoire. All right, the next one I got, because I don't own it, I got It by Stephen King. Hey guys, I have never read it. I think I attempted it once back in the day, and don't shame me because I've never read it and I like Stephen King quite a bit. Have you seen how big it is? I have a hard time reading these giant books. I usually do one or two a year because it takes me so long, and I don't know if it's annoyed or frustrated that I create my own problems, right? It's like, oh, I have this really long book to read, and now I can't read like three other books in the time it would take me to read this. I feel like it sets back my reading because it's so big. Like, how many pages does this have? Too many. Yeah, this is about the same length as the stand. This is 1,153. So I will not be reading this anytime soon, but I will get to it because I know this is classic King and I've never read it. And don't give me crap because I've never read it. It's really big. I will get to it one day. When that day will be, maybe next year. I don't know. But I saw it and I was like, I really should own this. Chunk City. I love going to the used bookstore. You find treasures and you get so many more than you would get if you went to the regular bookstore. It's a lot of fun, especially because there's the one that I found in more recent times that just has a really awesome horror selection. And so that's probably been the best part. I go there, I go straight to the horror selection. Then I go and also there's like a new books. It's not new books, but like new used books that come in too. There's always like a lot of horror and fantasy there too. So it's one of those stores that, yeah, the shelves are full, but then there's just like piles of books everywhere. You gotta look in the piles because that's where you find some of those treasures. That's where I found the R.L. Stine books. I was trying to find the Talisman because I knew last time I had gone, there was a few copies of it and they weren't on the shelf, but then there was a bunch of stuff, like horror stuff that was like in piles all over the place by the horror section. So I started like digging around in there and then I found the two R.L. Steins, I found the Thief of Always, and then I found the Talisman, and I was like, oh, well, I was just gonna get 4 books, but now I'm getting 4 more. So that's how it went. That's fun. I don't get to do that often. So when I do get to go to the bookstore and get a bunch of books, it's much exciting. Do you have a favorite place that you go for books? I don't know. I get most of my books either from the library, secondhand, and once in a while I buy new books. I really don't buy new books very often. I don't know if that's a surprise to people, but I don't. I get maybe like 3% of my books new, and the rest are all either used bookstore, library sales, the library, thrift stores. And then I also get stuff through NetGalley. Sometimes people reach out to me and do send me review copies, but yeah, I don't buy very many new books at all. Usually they're secondhand. Also, if you enjoyed hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.